Good morning, class 8. Myself, Ranjit Kumar. I welcome you all in the e-learning program of Modern English School, Kuntinagar, Nevada. This is the second video lecture of the chapter Force and Pressure. In last video, we have seen what is force, a push or a pull that tends to change the state of motion is called force. And what is state of motion? The moving object means the whether the body is moving is called its state of motion, and if the body is not moving we can say state of rest. After that we have seen the direction of force means the direction in which force is applied is called direction of force. After that we have seen force is expressed in Newton. Then we have seen exploring force. In that we have seen the force applied means if the two forces applied on a body in same direction they will add up, and if the force applied on the body is in opposite direction then it will be subtracted. So the net force will be the subtraction or the difference between the two forces. In today's video we are going to see effects of force. What are the changes that force can produce? You know, basic thing is there. Force can produce motion, means force can produce motion in a stationary object. So if an object which is at rest, it can be brought into motion. So force can produce motion. Force can stop the motion, means if a moving body is there and if you apply sufficient force on the moving body in opposite direction to the direction of its motion is called, means it will stop the moving body. So we can say force can stop motion. Force can change the direction. In the game of cricket, football and hockey, by striking the ball we can change the direction of the moving object or moving ball. But if the force applied on the moving object is in the same direction in which it is moving, the object direction won't be changing. Force can change the speed of the moving object. If you apply sufficient force, you can change the speed of moving object. For example, a body is coming from this direction and you are applying force in this direction. So the speed of the body will increase. But if a ball is rolling in this direction and you are applying force in this direction, you will slow down the ball. So that's what I am saying. It can change the speed of the motion. Force can also change the shape and size of the object. You take a rubber band, you stretch it, so you are changing the shape size of the object. Dough means atta, gunda hua atta. The shape of the dough can be changed if you apply force on it. Sponges, if you apply force on sponge, it will change. You will change the shape of the sponge. Okay, we will see one by one. So first is force can produce motion. A body at rest can be brought to motion by applying force. Example: kicking football. If you kick a football, the football which was at rest is now in motion. Pulling or pushing door to open. So these bodies are brought into motion by applying force, but it is not always necessary. For example, this is a ball. I am applying force on it. Is ball moving? No, ball is not moving. It means the force applied by me is not sufficient enough to move this ball. So it is not always necessary that force will produce motion. It depends upon the magnitude of the force applied. So, but it is not possible always. Example, we cannot move wall by pushing because force is not sufficient. Okay, so the first you have seen force can produce motion. Second, force can stop motion. A moving body can be stopped by applying force. So, moving body can be stopped by applying force on it in the direction opposite to the direction of motion. Example, we apply force to stop a moving ball or a rolling stone. Means if a stone is rolling downhill, means stone is rolling in this direction, if you apply force in this direction, you can stop the ball. Means you can stop the stone. Whether you apply from front or back, that is not the matter, but only is force should be applied opposite to the direction of the motion of the object. Object is moving in this direction and you are applying force in this direction, then it will stop. But it is not always the case, but it is not always possible because if a stone is too bulky and मतलब heavy है and force applied is not sufficient, then it won't stop. So force can stop the motion, but you have to keep in mind that force should be applied to the opposite direction, to the direction in which the ball is moving. Third, force can change direction of motion Force can change direction of motion in a game of football, cricket, hockey, etc. We can change the direction of ball by hitting it. So I am saying ball is moving in this direction and you applied force in this direction. So ball will move in this direction, but it is not always possible. For example, if a ball is moving in this direction and you applied force in this direction will not change, but the speed of the moving object will increase. So, but if direction of force applied is same as the direction of the motion of object, the direction will not change. If you notice, I am always talking about direction. In each example, I am talking about direction. So you will always keep in mind that when we are discussing force, we have to discuss about the amount of force as well as the direction in which force is applied. Because if the direction is not right, then you will not get the desired effect. For example, you will say, sir, ball is moving in this direction and you are applying force of 2 Newton in this direction, and you will say, sir, ball is not stopping. It won't stop because you are applying the force in wrong direction. So if you apply force in opposite direction, it will come to rest. So direction is very much important. You will keep in mind. Okay. Next is force can change the speed of motion. If we can increase the speed of a moving object by applying force in the same direction to the direction of its motion. For example, if you kick a football in the same direction in which it was moving, the speed will increase. We can decrease the motion of a moving object by applying force opposite to its direction. So, for example, a stone is rolling down the hill, मतलब पहाड़ से वो लुढ़क रहा है. If you pull the stone in opposite direction to its motion, then we can reduce the speed of the rolling stone. Okay? So, force can change the speed of the motion. We can increase the speed of motion. We can increase the speed of moving body by applying force on it in the direction of the motion of the body. Example, kicking football, kicking football in same direction will increase its speed by applying force in the direction opposite to the direction of the motion of the body, we can reduce its speed. Example, we can reduce the speed of rolling objects moving downhill by pulling it in the direction opposite to the direction of its motion. मीन्स जिस डायरेक्शन में ये मूव कर रहा है उसके अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में जब हम इसको खींच लेंगे तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, स्पीड इसका रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. फिफ्थ, force can change the shape and size of an object. Example, force can change the shape of a spring, rubber band, डो मीन्स होता है गूंदा हुआ आटा, DOUGH, डो, sponges, etc. So by applying force on spring, rubber band, dough or sponges, we can change its shape. So you have seen the 5 effects of the force. Okay, so in next video we will discuss about types of forces. There are 2 types of force: contact force and non-contact force. What is contact force? The force in which 2 interacting body is in physical contact with each other is called contact force. If I am applying force on this wall, my hand is in contact with this object, so such is called contact force. If you want to open the door, you are applying muscular force to open the door. For that you have to touch the door. So see, this is the example of contact force. And one more is non-contact force. So forces are of 2 types: contact force and non-contact force. Contact force, the force in which the interacting body is in physical contact with each other. And non-contact force means force for which the object need not to be in contact. For example, if you place a magnet here and a iron piece here, So this magnet will pull the iron piece towards is. So this iron is moving towards this magnet, means there is a force. So this type of force is called non-contact force. For example, gravity. We are being pulled towards the center. If you throw a ball in the stone, that stone will come back to the ground. This is due to gravitational pull. So this is a non-contact force. We will discuss in coming video. Okay.